Shalom. First and foremost, soon to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakahakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. It's going to be centered around the photo that I took of a Jake out there pretty much advocating for America, and how all, all these people that he was seeing should be grateful and appreciative for for Jake or for the Southern Kingdom for what they contributed to this society and to this kingdom, right? But then at the same time, he was saying, "I love, we love America," just bugging, man. If you just look at him. And I just noticed right now that he got the Star of David on him. Man, Jake is a peculiar people, man. But he wearing the American flag and got the, he America'd out, But and a guy like this wouldn't trade this place for anything. As long as Jake is accepted in this society, Jake really don't want to leave. Just like Egypt. A lot of our people didn't want to leave Egypt. Right? Matter of fact, let me get that account. This is Numbers 11:5. We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. And this is just Jake being, ungrateful as fuck. And this is the same slave, simple-minded mindset and spirit that they had back then. Jake has now, man. But this time it's, the Lord's going to leave you here. If you don't want to go, then you don't have to. You could be here when this place is set on fire. That's why we, but we're not going to be associating with you because, why would we? Can two be agreed? Right? Salaki, how does the scripture go? Can two walk together? At least they be agreed. Right? So we can't walk together. And you got a lot of Jakes who are, teaching. Prime example, this nigga Gorilla Hebrew, when he made the statement, pretty much saying the Lord could come in 1,000 years, which is like, nigga, what? A lot of Jakes just don't even understand that the Lord is going to come in this lifetime, right? We ain't really even got too much time, and that's because they can't see the end of this place, because the end of this place means the end of their dreams, right? The end of what they want to do and accomplish in this place, right? This is Isaiah 30:12, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly and at an instant. So it's going to come quick, right? Way sooner than you think, right? Because this place is very unstable, you know. But Jake, all he's known is instability. So, you know, in the world of a nigga, nothing's really that different. You know, maybe they paying a little more for gas, but, you know, they've done that before. But then the prices went back down. So these people are conditioned for chaos, right? They're conditioned to a chaotic lifestyle. That's why these elites, it's easy for Esau to, you know, run game on them, throw a spell out there and they eat it up, because it's always a lot going on. You know, this place is oversaturated with just things to do, right? So you get, you know, it's like multiple worlds. This place is, you know, it's bugged out, you know, and all the worlds are evil. But that's what's appealing to Jake. That's what they push in black culture, right? The culture that's set up to destroy you, you know, pushes death, right? Because Esau gave it to you, you know. That's why predominantly the biggest rappers have a predominant white audience, right? You listen to a couple of their interviews and, you know, they'll tell you straight up, you know, you really don't see too many niggas in the crowd. Jay can't afford no ticket. It's Esau who want to hear about niggas dying, you know, want to hear about perverseness. But our people, you know, they've come to love that and embrace it as culture, you know, idolize the people, the ones who gave you this, right? This is Jeremiah 2:18. And now what hast thou to do in the way of Egypt to drink the waters of Sihor? Or what hast thou to do in Assyria? Salakia. Or what hast thou to do in the way of Assyria to drink the waters of the river? Right. What do you have to do with this place? What has this place ever done for you? How has it ever benefited you? In what way? Right? Because when you look at the history, you know, to see what's went down and what's, you know, going on, they've done nothing but things against you. Nothing for you. Well, they freed us. Well, who enslaved you? In order to free you, he had to have you enslaved. You know? And then after that, Jim Crow followed. Lynchings, you know? Really a form of, you know, small genocides, man. You know? Burning down your cities, right? Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, bombing cities with U.S. Air Force, with U.S. Air Force planes at the time, right? So, you know, how has it ever benefited you? But yet, Jake, you know, loves this place, man. Can't get enough of it. You know, that's why the Lord said that he's going to let this place be your judger, or where your judgment happens, right? You American niggas, you know, simple-minded as hell, don't want to go nowhere. Okay. That's why the Lord simultaneously got at the time where, you know, niggas are at their worst. Jake is at their worst, man. It's 2026 and you still got hope in this place, right? Something is wrong with your spirit, right? This is Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trustest in the staff on this broken reed. On Egypt whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, to all that trust in him, right? And our people who trust in Pharaoh more than so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Nobody, right? They've made, you know, Esau their God, you know, literally. Jesus Christ, right? In a lot of instances. A lot of Jake is Christian, you know. So they literally worship this man. But he's but a man, and he's a man that's not in the good graces of Yahweh Shema Shai at that, you know. So we're gonna see if they have that same energy when this judgment is taking place, right? This is Ezekiel 22:20. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Because the Lord is going to completely obliterate this land from sea to shining sea. Okay? And this place will be turned into a lake of fire. And that's America. America is Babylon the Great. The lake of fire that's spoken of in Revelations. Right? So, you know, if you don't want to leave, then you can burn with it. You know? And so, Lord willing, this video was edifying. I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Shabbat, Shem, Rakakwadash, Wa, Abba, Babal, and DTA, DTN.